Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer lost 1964 original ending in color. Everyone who grew up with Christmas movies knows the iconic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. Many who grew up watching it remember the ending credits scene where Santa and Rudolph go to the island of misfit toys and pick up the toys and give them to the children. Yet, the original credit ending was not like this. Debuting on NBC on December 6, 1964, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a completely different credit sequence compared to the one we see now. The original credit sequence is the one that first aired with the special. In the movie, King Moonracer asked Rudolph to hold a promise where he would have Santa come to the island of misfit toys and pick them up in his sleigh, giving them to the children of the world. However, fans of the special protested at the first credit sequence and the ending entirely, because it did not show Rudolph and Santa picking up the toys from the island, rather skipping over it and showing the elves drop normal presents. Rankin Bass responded by making an entirely new sequence for the 1965 airing, where they dropped the toys off to the children of the world, discarding the original sequence entirely. This updated sequence has been shown on all airings and home media releases ever since. The original ending was eventually uploaded to YouTube. This lost media for Rudolph is not the original ending itself, but the color version, as the 1964 original ending was released in black and white due to the time period. As of now, the original ending in color has not been seen, making this partially found. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer lost original Larry D. Mann narration audio. During the development of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the production had a small budget and cost-cutting measures had to be taken. This included hiring Canadian voice actors who would work under the lower labor costs, among whom was Larry D. Mann, who provided the voice of the friendly Arctic prospector Yukon Cornelius. However, Larry was also initially pegged to narrate the special as well. From what others have said, Larry reportedly narrated the special with a heavy Brooklyn accent, quite unlike the gentle narration heard in the final special. However, General Electric, who was one of the conglomerates that helped produce the special, was dissatisfied with the cast as it was, as many of the actors would be unfamiliar to a wide American audience, and so they demanded that a big-name star be added. At their best, popular American actor and country singer Burl Ives was brought in at a substantially higher pay rate, being the only member of the cast to receive royalties, to perform the narration and the songs himself, with the character of Sam the Snowman being added into the special to give Burl's narration a physical presence within the story. As of now, none of the original narration with Larry D. Mann's voice has been released. The Santa Claus partially found teaser trailer. In the summer of 1994, a teaser trailer for Disney's live-action film, The Santa Claus, was theatrically screened. In the trailer, there is a scene set inside a snow globe around a plastic house where a plastic cutout of Santa Claus accidentally falls off a roof, as explained by a narrator. As the camera zooms out of the snow globe, it is revealed that the globe is held by Scott Calvin, played by Tim Allen. He then accidentally drops the globe, causing it to break off screen. The screen cuts to a green background card reading Tim Allen. The next shot shows Scott saying, "We need help in here to clean this thing up." The green card appears again reading, "The movie the North Pole doesn't want you to see," and cuts to the film's title. The last shot shows Scott wearing a Santa hat and saluting. The green card appears once more reading, "Coming to town this holiday season." The music featured in this trailer is the music score from Hocus Pocus, followed by the Pointer Sisters cover of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The narration was done by the late Hal Douglas. All of the trailer's footage was eventually reused for the teaser trailer for the sequel, The Santa Claus 2, which used a different voiceover for the last part and replaced both the Hollywood Pictures logo and the green background card with the Walt Disney Pictures text and the blue background card with snow. There is also a version of the teaser trailer for the sequel where the title card would read Santa Claus 2: The Escape Clause, before the subtitle was officially dropped and used as a subtitle for the third film. The film's teaser trailer is really hard to find on the internet nowadays, although part of it was recently found in camera quality in a projection room video, which was shot in August 1994, and it can apparently be found on YouTube. Buddy's blue suit in Elf. A lot of the stylistic choices made in the movie Elf took inspiration from the Rankin Bass Christmas movies, such as Rudolph. The beginning of the movie shows the snowman from Rudolph, and even the intro credits had a Rankin Bass feel to it. Most notably, Buddy's iconic green costume was inspired by the boss elf's outfit as shown in Rudolph. However, just in case the studio could not use the costume, a blue costume was used. The blue costume was used for one filming day, and directors thought about using color manipulation to change the green costume to blue in case they could not get clearance for the costume. Thankfully, Rankin Bass approved the studio to use their designs. Any shots with the blue suit have not seen the light of day. Elf 2, the never-seen sequel. After the success Elf had in the box office, New Line Cinema wanted to capitalize on it and make a sequel to the movie. A script draft was written out, with the plot being that Buddy, Jody, and their 8-year-old daughter Susie were in a suburban lifestyle when Papa Elf gets kidnapped, causing Buddy to go back to the North Pole. New Line Cinema allegedly offered Will Ferrell, who played Buddy the Elf, $29 million to be in the sequel, but he apparently turned it down because he could not get his heart into it. According to the late James Caan, who played Walter, Will Ferrell and director Jon Favreau, I'm sorry if I butchered his name, didn't get along on set, and that added to the reason that there was no sequel. It's also important to note that even the two leads, Will Ferrell and James Caan, did not get along while filming either. Caan reportedly found Ferrell annoying to the point that his frustration, shown throughout the entire movie, was real. The first draft script has been found, and the YouTube channel Hemes Studios has made a whole video dissecting the script of the sequel for any of you who might be interested. I'll link the video in the description. Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965 and 1968 original airing. In 1965, Coca-Cola helped commission A Charlie Brown Christmas. So during the first ever broadcast of A Charlie Brown Christmas, several Coca-Cola ads were placed throughout the special. This continued in the 1968 broadcast. Ads were soon dropped during the 1970s and onwards due to new regulations set by the Federal Communications Commission. Certain scenes, such as Snoopy throwing Linus into a Coca-Cola sign, were in the original broadcast but later removed. On January 2020, the 1965 broadcast version was found, and a comparison video can be found on YouTube. Although the 1965 version has been found, the full 1968 broadcast has not been found as of yet. The 1968 broadcast of A Charlie Brown Christmas ended with the children singing the song Glory To, while an announcer says, "Brought to you by the people in your town who bottle Coca-Cola," as Coca-Cola used to be bottled instead of canned. The full broadcast of this version has not been found. Charlie Brown Christmas laugh track cut. During the time of production for A Charlie Brown Christmas, it was common for shows like the Flintstones to use a laugh track. In the case that A Charlie Brown Christmas did not do well, CBS wanted to add a laugh track, which Charles Schulz, the creator of the Peanuts cartoons, declined. CBS and the producers were pleasantly surprised to see that A Charlie Brown Christmas had hit high ratings and critical acclaim. For a while, it was rumored that CBS had a version of A Charlie Brown Christmas with the laugh track stored as a backup, but it was found in 2023 that a version like that does not exist whatsoever. Home Alone deleted scenes from the first trailer. The 1990 Christmas movie, Home Alone, has a lot of deleted scenes that do not appear in the movie. Although all of those scenes were eventually released as behind-the-scenes footage on the VHS and DVD versions of the film, there are some deleted scenes that have not been seen, only ever being shown in the first trailer released for the movie. The first trailer of Home Alone used a rough draft of the movie, but the scenes that were eventually cut were not released in their entirety, only ever being shown in the trailer. Home Alone 2 TV cutscenes. Due to the runtime, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York had many scenes that were cut from airings on TV. Scenes such as one where Kevin visits the Twin Towers were cut from television airings after the events of 9/11, and some broadcasts cut the scene where Donald Trump makes an appearance in the movie. Frosty the Snowman original June Foray voice recording. Prior to the 1969 airing of Frosty the Snowman, June Foray was cast as the original voice for the character Karen. Her voice was used up until 1973, where she was replaced by a younger actress named Suzanne Davidson. While modern airings of the special use Suzanne's re-recorded lines for Karen, some of June's original performance as Karen are still heard in the modern airings of the special, such as Karen crying over the Frosty puddle and the yelp she gives when she runs into Frosty's arms while on her rooftop. For a while, the original airing of the special, with June Foray voicing Karen, was nearly impossible to find. On December 21, 2016, YouTuber Famulator Alt shared a voice restoration of Frosty the Snowman. Using the Rhino CD and an HD copy of Frosty, it recreates how the special would have aired with June Foray's voice intact.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Frosty?
Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Frosty?
The full video of Frosty the Snowman with June Foray can be found on YouTube and will be linked in the description.